How you feeling on a? You think you're gonna burp again soon?
Yeah, of course.
So do you want to wait for that, or you're cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
It is.
It what?
It is what it is.
Right. Well, because you're drinking Diet Coke.
Well, I have to. It's mommy's medicine. Ooh woo to all who observe.
And what does ooh woo mean?
It's that little face. Capital U, lowercase w, uppercase U.
Right, but what does that mean?
It's like, ooh, it's a face. It's ooh.
It's a face? It's just
yeah, but
ooh.
it's like.
It's gay?
Yeah, like it's sapphic.
It's sapphic. Ooh woo is sapphic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's also transgender.
Ooh
Let's
woo
go.
is transgender?
Yeah, that's where everything intersects. And at that intersection, it's me. I'm the one you want.
I'm the one you want.
It's me. Should we do our intro then?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Stream Queens the Pod. I'm Julia.
I'm Erin.
And this is a show from two roommates in the Bushwick Intellectual Elite class.
Yeah.
We met 10 years ago. It was love at first fight. And
good. I thought you were going to say sight and I got scared.
No, I'm giving a little.
You're rewriting history a little.
Of course I am. I'm the victor.
Well, we are rewriting history.
We met at film school. Podcast. Of course, we both work in industry.
The industry, entertainment.
And we are here to provide the definitive take on television. This episode, we are, of course, a little bit deeper into season 2 of Mormon Wives.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Hi, girls. And let's take a moment to acknowledge our absence.
Oh,
we missed y'all last week.
Oh, we missed you,
We
chat.
missed y'all so much. I'm so sorry we didn't get an episode out to you.
Mommy was working.
Yeah, Mommy was working. Julia's film, which she wrote and starred in, alongside comedian Tessa Bell, was having its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh my gosh, can you believe?
Glowing
what an honor
and excitement, and yeah, it was such an honor to be there.
If you've seen it, give it some love on Letterboxd. That's very important to my collaborator and I guess me. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't done that. I'll do that too.
Yeah,
chat,
that would
you
mean
and me
a lot.
both. Let's get on Letterboxd and let's talk about Sister, the short film.
Stream Queens has also been active on TikTok. Remember to follow our socials and engage with us on all platforms so we can be.
I think some of y'all might have thought we would stop the podcast because of the hundreds and hundreds of comments we got requesting that we stop the podcast. And
I love to not look at the comments.
You lost, guys. We're not going to stop podcasting.
That doesn't make any sense, right? As we're getting also, by the way, hundreds of thousands bordering on millions of views. Like, we're stronger than ever.
Yeah,
we're not stopping.
But people were really mad at us, and it was just because for trying to hold Jessie accountable for her colored contacts. However, they're not colored contacts; those are her eyes. And the blue-eyed community was offended and upset, and really wants us to stop podcasting.
This is one side of the story, yeah.
Which, you know.
Was it? I'm always wondering the age demographic, and they don't really want us to stop podcasting. Like, have Erin and I had conversations about how we make rage bait? Yeah. And am I now in a position where this episode, and I want to hear what you're thinking, this episode about, like, are you going to be yourself? Are you going to find yourself kind of doing the authenticity is dangerous and expensive route and kind of trying to be good? Because I'll also acknowledge I was saying some pretty rancid type stuff about people's
looks,
appearances, and
looks. And people made those comments too. We definitely got a lot of commenters commenting on the irony of us talking about how people look when we look the way that we do, which is good.
I'm like, again, thanks so much for protecting me from that stuff.
But yeah, not everyone thinks so. Really, like, the internet's kind of a scary place. But I made an apology video.
Yeah, lots of likes and views again.
Yeah, and we did reach some of the stars of our beloved The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and it's our two faves.
Hi, Demi.
Hi, Jessie. We got comments from both Demi and Jessie, which was very exciting for us. And they seemed to they were using a lot of laughing, crying emojis. Like, they had a sense of humor around it in a way that the general commenters did not.
Well, that's okay, because that's, like chat / those general commenters, like what you are our audience, right?
Yeah.
And when you're watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or you're watching Stream Queens, you're watching people who are in the arena and kind of contemporaries and peers, and it actually just is like fan behavior and weird for you to be telling any of us how to make show.
Yeah, it's weird to tell us how to make show, but they also were implying, some of the comments were kind of like talking about like, I can't believe this is people's, like, someone called it unprofessional and someone else said I can't believe it's people's job to just like tear down other people's appearance. And I'm like, what I liked about those comments was kind of that they think this is a profession or job.
Well, and I'm also like, have they watched this show?
Yeah, and also like, we're at home right now.
No, like, this is where we live and or where we're kind of taken care of.
They don't let us out of here.
No, like, what would you do if you were stuck here?
Yeah, if you were stuck in the ward for as long as we've been here, like, what would you do with your time? We chose to make a podcast.
Yeah, and I just feel like, we were also, it's not really fair. I grew up on Chelsea Lately.
Oh, for
like
sure.
Joan Rivers.
We were raised this way.
Yeah, and it's, by the way, not bad, and also like how most people talk, by the way.
It is, especially like, I think that's also our Midwestern sensibilities. And I'm like, it's not really offensive. It's just like, whenever you see someone you haven't seen in a while, like you and your mom are going to, you're either going to say, oh, she looks really cute, or she's not looking really cute.
Right. And it's just like
in the what specifically led to that,
it's all encompassing. Consumes everything. It's part of it. And I'm like, so
it's just so natural to me and to us,
and not a sign of hate, disrespect, degradation.
It's a sign of love
to us. Well, should we talk about making it through retribution and taboos?
Yes, episodes 3 and 4, the book of retributions and the book of taboos. We got a lot these 2 episodes. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the insane pacing, the kind of clinically jet fuel kind of torqued up,
really kind of cracked out type pace, the kind of like,
that makes me wonder, like, because we'll be watching an episode and we're like, how many episodes is this? And
we're 20 minutes into one,
which I can't tell is that good, is that bad, doesn't matter, but it does lead to like, and there's no break, by the way, no breath in between each scene. It'll bounce from like Halloween to somebody's birth to kind of someone's molestation to
that was the craziest one. Was literally like, it's like, how are y'all gonna cut from, like, in a span of 3 minutes we were like, okay, Michaela's been assaulted as a child, and the only way for her to cure her skin condition is to find her voice and speak up for herself.
Kind of
and cut to them, Whitney gives birth.
Congrats, girl.
Yeah, and it's all kind of tied up in a bow with, they also went to the pumpkin patch, and they're also making a lot of TikToks, and there's just so much like that can happen in an episode. And we haven't even mentioned Taylor, Dakota, Jen,
Ben,
all of them. Like, there's Chase, Miranda.
Who's Ben? I think I mean Zach. Sorry.
Oh, you meant Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, of course. So I'm like cousin of the friend of the pod, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah, of course.
Well, and
second cousin of Stream Queens, the pod.
Hey, Ben Affleck, standing invitation to stay the fuck away from us. Well, I just want to talk about like the smash timeline that they gave Michaela's entire molestation and healing journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. We could get that done in like 15 minutes.
It was incredible. I'm like, I wish that we could make that type of experience available to everyone.
Yeah.
As she was first introduced.
You mean her experience with Natasha Helfer, the therapist?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, she was talking at the beginning or like during her interview of, to me, very like articulately, wisely, somebody who's processed and talked about these things a lot. And then it becomes clear like she hasn't done it
on camera yet.
Right. We're showing you those pieces.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of other, like, not just the pacing and high octane nature of everything, but the way in which that there's so much action truncated in like an imperceptible amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, we start one of the episodes in the middle of what is like a Jersey Shore, their like climax.
Jesse's Halloween party, of course.
Yeah, Jesse has, like, you would work up, MTV would run ads for fucking weeks of like Chase, who's everyone's ex and probably like I don't know.
Everyone still wants to get with Chase, and that's clear. There's nothing that's been more clear to me in my life that every woman in that room who has once been with Chase is looking for a second chance.
And why would you say that?
Just kind of the way, like, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe it's my toxicity, but I'm like, there's just something kind of, you don't fight like that with somebody that you're done with. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're fighting for something. Like, right. I'm just like, it's the kind of, and then like the way Layla even is kind of kicking him out, but like smiling, and she's getting a kick out of bullying him for sure. But I'm also the way she's looking at him. Then she admits like, and we did date for a month. And then we got kind of his like the moment where Miranda, his ex-wife, has to come get him, and she brings along his current girlfriend, and she's kind of yelling at him while current girlfriend is kind of just standing there. Taylor's involved. I'm just like, everybody's interested in Chase in a big way, and I think most. Like, Chase was in a room with at least 4 of his exes, and they all wanted to start a fight. Like, to me, that tells a story of good dick.
I don't know. How does the good dick fit in or not fit in with kind of everyone having this jubilation at bullying Chase?
Yeah.
And kind of everyone being like, great job. Like, you got your moment. This is your moment. Have it.
It was so, and then everybody claps. Like, you got your moment, Chase, and the whole party claps.
Right. I'm like, well, and then I'm also loving Demi when Jesse when the cops come, being like, it's a tangled web. Have you seen The Secret Life of Mormon Wives?
Yeah.
Clearly everyone in the room had. Clearly Chase had. Betty talks about it on his podcast.
Was that before or after Demi sicked Brad on him?
Sicking Brad on him.
No, sicking Brad on him.
Kind of at one point, like, historically, people might call the shot heard around the world.
You do not want me to sick Brad on him.
No, like, and we rewound a couple times.
Oh, the shot heard around the world? You mean this one? Where's your husband?
No, like, where's your husband?
He touched me.
I'm getting kind of warm thinking about it.
Me too.
Because it's dangerous. Like, she activated him like a weapon.
Well, she knew, and then she said there's going to be a dead body in the front yard. Because the way she worded it too, she walked up and she goes, Chase laid his hands on me.
And that's all. And
that's all it took. And he's
scary running, like he was waiting just for the moment. Like, I think he's gonna be
awesome. Like, I mean, it's bad, but it's cool. Like, I'm like, I want one. I want a Brad to sick on him.
No, because guess what? By the way, like, Brad doesn't just sick on him, like, sicks on you. Like, again, we talk about this all the time, where it's like everyone's like, yeah, we don't really hear a lot about Demi and Brad's relationship.
They keep themselves pretty private. Demi's really concerned about others.
Yeah, right, in a way that I'm like, I bet Brad would be sicked on him if there was conversation around
right. Like, Demi would get Brad sicked on her.
Right,
Brad. If she started getting really open about the marriage and didn't keep deflecting onto other people's marriages. Because I am curious about the marriage, but we're going to get into it because we got to reveal at the end of this episode that there was a blind item into Macy's Gossip Girl blog that
Sunday Secrets.
Yeah.
That is psychological. To be, I don't know, an adult person and also a parent, and to be running and posting like Ask FM for Salt Lake City.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got a lot going on, that Macy.
I mean, clearly, what she's not going to do is not have a storyline. What Macy's not going to do is have something going on that could be part of the episode.
100%. Like, she's running Ask FM. She's dropping a memoir. And she's
which she of course has wanted to do since 2015, despite us not hearing about it.
Of course, yeah, it's her big dream.
It's her big dream.
And then she's living that, and she's also hosting Celebrity Pickleball coming up. So Macy's got a lot going on.
There's also, of course, I really would like you to take a moment on Natasha.
Yeah, that was really like, she's such a Natasha, Michaela's therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters in kind of the show this week what we saw, because she really, like, who is that?
No, she's not.
She's
not licensed. It's not giving.
And is she capable? Does she know what she's doing? Where is that
she
office?
Doing damage?
Is that her office? Is that a kind of pure space rented kind of thing going on just to have that scene? And then when she did, like, I don't know, I've been in therapy my whole life pretty much. No one's ever been like, okay, so now I'm gonna be the person who traumatized you, say what you would say to them.
in front of America.
I feel like you kept reacting that things felt really heavy-handed from the producers. Like, what were those moments for you?
Oh my God. When Demi sets up the sex party that they're obviously like, this is Layla's night. That's one of the things they say about it.
Layla's night.
Obviously it's about Layla, but the cut of like, Layla's gone through a lot this year, from getting a divorce to getting a boob job. But the thing she has yet to do is have an orgasm with a partner. Have an orgasm with a partner as your plot. Yeah. And they're like, so what we're going to do is, and like, it is so, and I don't mind that. Like, it's working. It adds such a weird layer or kind of contour in the way that soda's like their little weird TikTok interludes. Like, this show is really interesting.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, would they have the Screw the Taboo party, you think, without the
Well, no, of course not. But yeah, it's so funny.
The golf event.
Yeah.
Dad talk.
Right. No, because you just have to have you just have to have a backdrop for a scene, right? Like,
literally,
you
like
just,
the
so they're just
party.
making up reasons. But isn't that not also just what they do in their lives as TikTokers?
I bet.
They have parties to make TikToks. They have theme events to make TikToks. Like, I'm like, I don't know. There's just this whole world around us of influencers and reality stars whose whole life is kind of a Truman Show-esque that they set up for themselves, where they set up different events at which to be recorded and photographed.
Yeah, to make content.
And this show is no different than that, except that the content, I guess, is more drama and the TikToks are like dances.
Again, I'm entirely grateful.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see Michaela not only beat her autoimmune disease, her fear of speaking out, right? Her symptoms of a
non-existent autoimmune disease, which are of course caused by her not finding her voice about her childhood.
I'm glad to see once again, like, it reminds me of like Gaga coming out about fibromyalgia. Like, I like to see stories about women with autoimmune diseases and symptoms. Course. Yeah. And was able to beat her trauma, like overcome her trauma.
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, and because trauma was one of those words, like, I was actually having a blast kind of just repeating or underlining or highlighting with a gorgeous little glitter pen. Sorry, that is so redacted. With a gorgeous little glitter pen. Taylor always says words. She's like, what was Taylor's big word? Oh, real. Like, I just want to get real with them. Like, what's going to come out? Like, does this feel raw? Like, if this is going to be my real partner?
No, there's so many words that they use that are like,
in a relationship, trauma, gaslight. There's a lot of gaslight.
There's a lot of PTSD.
Which
there's a lot of accountability. There's a lot of intentions. There's a lot of communication.
There's taking ownership.
There's ownership for sure.
Intentions and motivation. That felt like a big one between the boys.
The boys at the golf scene. That was like, it really came. Brad kind of said, he's like, this whole thing boils down to, because it's like, who touched whose wife without consent is really like the topic of conversation at golf.
It's like most people.
Oh, I was gonna say, most golf games.
Ayo. Oh, get him. You get him, girl.
I'm gonna sick Brad on him.
No, like, Brad. There's nothing funnier than the boy scene, and like this boy scene of Zach being like, "Sorry to interrupt the golf, but I'm trying to do this respectfully, like, like." And in good character, like, and the three of them standing there and it being boys, and then this 45-year-old man, Brett, quiet as hell, scary as all get out.
Oh, he gave me chills.
Right.
He gave me chills in that scene. I was like, oh, he's capable of anything.
And then in that moment, like, Zach getting caught in Jen's lies over and over again.
Like, Zach is really, and I love how, like, usually you would think that someone who's kind of walking off set and kind of like really trying to get his narrative straight and constantly acknowledging how he got a bad edit last season. Usually you think that's not going to be redeeming, but like, it's working for Zach. I've kind of been on his side all season because like it does seem like he continually gets caught in Jen's web of lies and treachery,
and then kind of he's also respectful when everyone's like, well, they of course asked, the women asked Jen, and she said she was cool with it, like, maybe we could have said something, and he's like, well, like, if I don't hear that, like, I'm not going to bring that up with my wife. Like, I'm going to bring that up with my wife. Like, they're a mess. And then Jen keeps getting caught in her own fucking lies. Like,
yeah. No, Jen's lies are getting kind of out of control because I don't even think she knows that she's doing it. Like another word we use a lot is actually that they use the word psychopath on the show a lot. I would use the word pathological. And with Jen, like it's clear. It's clear to me, and Zach says it too. Like it's like he knows she has a really good heart, and I would agree. Like I actually think Jen's heart's in the right place. I don't know if she's like capable of not pathologically lying and kind of victim centering herself.
Right, her not telling Zach that she knew about the Chippendales and then them kind of cutting repeatedly to her being like, I love it.
The flashbacks in the show are so crazy when they'll just cut to like someone completely contradicting themselves in like a kind of blue filter flashback.
It's the most Wendy Williams camera guy editing of all time. And then her lying to Zach, her lying to her friends and denying it to her friends. Like this is clearly someone back up against the wall who doesn't, to your point, probably have a lot of understanding of her own
no, she doesn't seem to be super self-aware, and I feel like Zach's almost protective of her in that way, like because also I feel so bad for Zach and Jen because they're like unlike Demi and Brett. I think we're calling him Brad and it's Brett anyway.
That's funny.
And so Brad and Brett. I'm
like, don't let Brett get sick on him.
Don't let Brett get sick on him. Brett's
I was saying it wrong in all the clips we put out.
yeah. Brad, sicking Brad on him. Demi and Brett seem pretty good about like at least they're gonna try. I think we'll get there in the episodes we haven't seen yet, but like they try to keep their relationship out of this shit. In a way that in their relationship and try to like it seems like have kind of a united front when they go to these shoots and not letting it be about them into these traps of these scenes that they have to shoot. But like Jen and Zach have, I think they're young and I think they've really underestimated the power of kind of like what these scenes do. And it feels like we're really in their relationship. Like these are real lies. These are real like, yeah.
She takes the pregnancy test, Jen does, on the camera and he doesn't want to go or, you know.
Well, I know. And then we got all the context of why he was so upset in that scene.
Later.
We talked about that last week, right?
We did.
Because that still stresses me out.
Well, and it just, I mean, I really, again, feel for all of these characters because Jen is struggling with her identity, with her relationship, with her sense of purpose. And for women in the church, as is exemplified by Whitney saying, I believe that being a mother is the most important thing, most profound experience a person can have. It's the most important thing a woman can do.
Yeah.
And Jen, who is feeling without importance, unmoored, unguided, in a bad place with her relationship, like her getting pregnant while on TV, and this we're obviously heavily speculative, but on TV, she's saying like, I'm really scared. I don't know about this, but it certainly seems like something that could be hulling.
Be what?
Hulling, like healing.
Hulling? Oh, hulling, like roll, like hull?
Yeah, like Whitney acknowledges her baby is kind of like, thank goodness, like if they hadn't been together, like these babies as...
Right, like the idea that a baby can heal you.
Yeah, give you purpose, etc. And like she's not coming with that out of nowhere.
No, of course. Okay, so that's the other, I think like there's an amount of, we've talked about this before, like especially as you've been doing more acting, right? And talking about the cameras can only get what you give them. Like you can be cast on the show, but they're only going to see you do whatever. You're still a person with agency. They're only going to see you do what you do on camera. So even someone like, there's an element of agency, I think, in picking their storylines, like in a way that Jen is willing to take a pregnancy test on camera, have a real discussion with her husband on camera, like do these things. Like someone like Macy's, like when they're like, what do you have going on? She's like, my book. When they're like, Layla, what do you have going on? She's like, I'm having trouble orgasming with a partner. Like you can kind of like, and then that can be what your thing's about. You have to be willing to do that. But like Michaela's opening up about, and Michaela too, like even she's opening up about her assault, that I agree, like it does seem like she has had, although she has a lot of language about it, and she does seem like she's processed a lot of that, which,
and I think it's cool and brave of her to do that.
Brave for her to tell that story. Yeah. But it's different than what Jen's doing, kind of like really laying it all bare. I mean, in the same way Taylor is, but Taylor's the star of the show, you know?
it's bring it back to your, in media training, right? Bring it back to your talking points. No matter what question they ask, say, oh, my book is coming out.
Exactly.
You know, a goal that I've wanted since 2015, not like, you know what? To that point, though, Jen is using the medium of the show to tell a story.
It's true. No, and she's really, I admire her for how much she's willing to kind of let us in a way that the show can get so farcical at times. We don't always really know that about everybody, but Jen, I feel like we're really seeing like the real her for better, for worse. And honestly, like, again, I do agree with Zach. I'm like, I think she's got a good heart. But
where are you two getting that?
Just like her, like, sweet facial expressions, her pretty makeup, and the way she kind of says it.
Speaking of Taylor as the star of the show, she had a lot of great character development these past 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That also, you know, play on definitions of like dating, partner, boyfriend, relationship, girlfriend.
I know, like whether or not her and Dakota in a relationship, like her being like at the Halloween party, like yelling, I hate you, you're not my partner. Cut to her in an interview being like, I can't believe my boyfriend wouldn't defend me.
How far apart are they shooting interview and the
I don't know
scenes?
I mean, they're wearing the same outfits in the interview for
everything. Like, it feels like she's being asked to comment on stuff that happened months ago.
Yeah.
So probably they're in a different place now. So she's talking about her boyfriend.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah.
But maybe not. Again, like.
But yeah, the way they cut it just makes it seem like this really disjointed. And it is. She's admitting to struggling with the relationship thing, but like, and what those definitions are. But what we also did finally get defined.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Swinging.
Whatever
you want to call it. Swinging.
We finally know what swinging is. Thank you, Miranda and Taylor, for being so open about swinging. We've all been wanting the details.
Dying to know.
I know. I can't believe the way it came out too when Taylor goes, well, I'll just tell you.
The list
is awesome.
hit me.
I think I remember them all.
Tell me.
We had sex in the shower with our husbands, like in the same shower. We all had sex in the same bed. Mm-hmm. We would blindfold the women, and then you'd have to guess which husband you were making out with. We did that a couple times. And then I think the last one was, and then there was this one time there were 4 of the husbands and just Taylor and Miranda, and they put on short shorts and then started making out with each other
and got
drunk, and then were like making out with each other on camera for the husbands.
And then our little friend Miranda's like, I was ashamed. I was a coward, did not say anything. Like,
yeah.
You're right. I'm going to say that now. And it was really nice to see those 2 women like come together. They were really supportive of each other. You could tell, or it was apparent to me, like they are friends. They have a history. They know how to support each other. It makes sense that they get along.
No, they're just 2 straight female friends who are not interested in women at all. They just kiss sometimes and make out and think each other are good kissers, and they're best friends, and they have really strong feelings about each other. They felt really abandoned by each other, but those are 2 straight female best friends.
Oh, you ever had a relationship like that? A friendship? Next is, but it also, just to the point of their friendship, feels so authentic. When Taylor's in this moment of darkness, fucking crying, being so vulnerable again, talking about hating herself.
I know. Hating who she was back then. Just so.
It just pulled on my heartstrings so fucking much, like this girl. And it's so nice of us to have the context of the way her family treats her, the way she feels about, like you pointed out to me, she feels like she messed up. She like botched her big, like she fumbled it. She fumbled a great dude, it sounds like.
I know. I do feel like, when she like just the cheating and everything, like with the swinging, like, because it's like we got to remember that ruined her marriage, and we don't get to see much of her previous marriage because he's obviously not agreed to be on the show and is not in her life. But like, it does seem like she has so much regret around that time period in her life and not recognizing herself.
And Miranda is so supportive, which again, like, give them what you want them to show. But whereas the other girls, like, they don't always seem like, I'm like, why are these 2 talking? It's like, no, these 2 are friends.
Yeah.
And
but speaking of
please.
Well, you brought up like Taylor's family and what we've seen her go through with her family. Like, she's grown up around such kind of toxicity and gaslighting, and a lot of people who I think kind of like envy her and project onto her and take stuff out on her. And it also explains a lot of her relationship with Dakota, right? Because there is the conversation around like, Dakota, has he failed her or not? And she's like, no, because he's still trying. Like, he's let me down several times, but he hasn't failed. He's still trying. And like, you know, she's saying when it's good, it's really good, but a lot of times it's bad. And I think that's kind of an addicting and toxic cycle that, especially when you're someone like Taylor, who's been around so many narcissistic people who, you know, it's
her
like you get confused.
Also
like, I'm like, where does she
her.
have examples of what a healthy relationship looks like? Because I think to her friends, they're advising her like, I don't think you should be with Dakota. This doesn't seem like a healthy dynamic.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen so far, I would have to agree. But she gets stuck in the when it's good, it's good.
Well, and stuck in her family being like parroting those exact same things. Like, failure is not trying. You have to make it work with family no matter what. Like, it's still a relationship even if you hate him right now. Like, and she's just absolutely fucking stuck with this schema that is just not good to be applied here.
But she's been growing so much. We've already seen in just 2 seasons of the show that ostensibly were shot one right after the other. From what we've
kind
seen.
Of like how they have babies for sure.
Yeah, like we have already seen so much growth in Taylor, and I'm very excited to see like how she continues to evolve as a person before our eyes, because she seems like really. Usually, when I see someone as like toxic as kind of the Taylor we met initially. Usually we don't get to see such a strong redemption arc and see someone really genuinely kind of growing and changing.
Right. And that's kind of, you know, what Miranda points out. Will you tell me with Taylor, can you just repeat what you just said? Oh, got it. With Taylor and the swinging and the Miranda of it all and the person you wish you were or weren't, what strikes me about Mormons that I kind of like as a transgender person identified with was the delay of certain milestones or developmental experiences, right? Like, these are people who don't have sex until marriage. So once they're married, oh great, we can have sex. And like talking about like everyone making out on each other's bed, like that shit you did middle and high school. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Pardon, not to put you on blast, but I'm like, if we were kind of having these relationship ending experiences earlier.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because, a lot of the stuff they were getting into, like, they're
drinking, kissing around, like that shit you do in high school, college. They don't have that fucking experience. And so when they're finally in a relationship and they go buck wild, like.
Totally. It's like, you have those young and you figure it out.
Consequences.
Yeah, but right. That's so true. Like, it is the delayed adolescence of being in a religion like that. But then it's like, it always, as the show always does, it just does beg the question of like, you know, how Mormon are you, right? Because Layla's talking about she's feeling ostracized because she had a baby before she was married.
Yep.
Right? And then now, of course, she's ostracized because she can't reach orgasm with a partner.
Yep.
Which, you know.
But now she learns that she likes it rough and hard.
I think she knew that already.
I bet she did.
I bet she knew already.
All love.
All love. I love. Okay, what else are we talking about?
I, of course, could talk more about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because it's something that touches on everything. Reality TV is the medium of our time, as you have so often kind of articulated as a guiding light. And so, I could talk about this forever. All this is to say, as always, Taylor, you have a standing invite to the pod more than anything.
Yeah. Also, to me and Jesse, thank you for engaging with our content. And we love to see you online, and we'd love to see you here in Bushwick, New York. Yeah.
Next time you ladies are in Bushwick, you absolutely have to stop by the Orange Couch.
Yeah. And next time you guys are throwing just kind of like a, you know, really like terrifying kind of saw trap of a function and gathering where you have a lot of kind of pranks and ghouls planned to haunt people's kind of emotional trauma. If you wanted just some kind of like Bushwick freaks standing by, just kind of observing, oh my God, we would love to join because, oh my God. Actually, I don't know if you would. You'd probably hate it there.
I would hate it there, but Jesse, I would love to get my hair done by you. I would love those bundles down to my fucking cunt.
Period.
Like, that I think could be really powerful for you, for me, for all of kind of both of our shared communities.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I would definitely love to see them and hope to engage more. Hope to engage more with you, of course, chat. Please, 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 on podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube.
Yeah.
We are on TikTok and Instagram at Stream Queens the Pod.
So true.
When you share us with the people in your lives, you make the world a richer place.
Yeah, it's true. You could save lives by sharing this podcast.
Thousands of lives have already been saved.
Like, yeah, you can. The ripple effect that listening to, talking about, and sharing this podcast can have on kind of humanity. Like, it's like, be the change you want to see. What world do you want to live in? Like, do you want to live in a world where Stream Queens the Pod is number one?
Yes, we would also.
We want that too.
I would also like a sound bar. We watch TV so much. We are in such a position to promote a fabulous product.
Such as a sound bar.
And you can make our viewing experience better, and also perhaps the communal listening experience.
Yeah, let's help people listen better. Buy Soundbar. Soundbar, hit us up if you'd like us to do a real ad for you.
I'm Julia Went.
I'm Erin McKeon.
And this was Stream Queens the Pod.
Thanks for streaming with us.